the Y2K. We're just doing some live gaming on this evening. I'm doing a little bit of a cheat here. I'm using my multi-cart just because we might want to play a few different games tonight. So I figured, you know what? I am going to go with the multi-game cart to try to figure out which games I actually want to play. Because I kind of want to play some games and I also want to talk about the weekend. So we're going to figure out what we're going to play here. I think we're going to do a little Glay Lancer. Glay Lancer seems like the way. Easy gamers, what's going on? Oh, it's Retro Albo or Albo Army in the building. What's going on, Easy? Just playing a little Sega tonight. I went to go and do like an actual recorded video, and my camera gear just was not working for me. So I said, you know what? While I get my mic fixed, I'm gonna just go live. Jackbait, what's going down? Just playing a little Glay Lancer. Yeah, Glay Lancer is definitely up there, man. Glay Lancer is one of my faves. I actually play a lot of Glay Lancer on the Switch, but this version of Glay Lancer, unlike the Switch, you cannot restart it. Like if you play Glay Lancer on the Switch, you can actually reverse it. So if you get like blown up, you can reverse it and get your health back and start over again. So we'll see how well I do here. It definitely feels a little bit different from how it plays on the Switch. But yeah, man, just wanted to go live, do a little bit of late night game playing. Let's see who we got here. It's a shame they didn't release this in the States, man. I wish this would have got a North American release. Kinda sucks. Did anybody see the fight last night? On Netflix between Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Did you guys watch that? Cause I did, man. That was a hell of a fight. Hell of a fight. I mean, both fighters are great, but what Bud Crawford has done, and that dude is definitely going down in history. He pulled off some really cool stuff. Whoa. And apologies, whenever I play these shoot 'em ups, it's always hard to read the chat and play these shoot 'em ups because you kind of have to focus, especially in Glay Lancer. Everything's coming at you so fast. I mean, thankfully, this isn't like a bullet hell shoot 'em up, but just everything's coming at you kind of quick. I'm gonna just in between rounds, I'll try and see what you guys have to say there in the comment section. Glay Lancer is one of those shoot 'em ups that I don't think utilizes bombs. If I'm not mistaken, there's not a lot of bomb action in here, so it's just all straight gunplay and swerving and maneuvering. Oh, Easy, you think it was a close fight, Canelo and Bud? Oh, damn, I got shot out the sky. See, that's what happens. As soon as I look at, you see how as soon as I look at the chat, boom, I'm shot out the sky. But yeah, so you thought it was a close fight? I didn't think it was that close. I thought Bud won every round. Not every round, but I would say Bud won at least 9 out of the 12 rounds. Canelo did his thing though. Canelo definitely did his thing, but I think Bud convincingly won that. Damn. Well, I mean, like if you look at it, it was I think it was a unanimous, like the judges unanimously, it was a unanimous decision. He won, you know what I mean? But the points were close, but I mean, I don't know. I think those points were off. I think that's a big part of the reason why Bud went in so hard during those championship rounds, because I think he kind of knew if he didn't, even though he had done enough to win that fight without the championship rounds, if he didn't go in and win those championship rounds, the judges would have found a way to screw him on the scorecard. So I think he did what he needed to do, and ultimately got the dub. Damn. Okay, tonight Glaylancer just might not be. I can't play Glaylancer and so I can't play Glaylancer and look at the chat. I'm gonna keep getting blown out the sky. Let's see what else we have. Do we have something a little bit more chat friendly that I can play? But how was your guys' weekend, man? How was your guys' weekend? What'd you guys do this weekend? It just felt like a lot. It felt like a lot was going on this weekend between the fight, between this dude passed away. Ricky Hatton passed away this weekend, which was really sad. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Ricky Hatton passed away. But it was close, and dude was getting tired. Crawford would have laid him out if they went another round. Yeah, Crawford put him on like Bambi legs, bro. Like Crawford gave him Bambi legs. Crawford like hit him like to the point where like I thought if that fight had like one more round, it would have been over. He would have finished him. Um, Rain, what's going on? I got to hang out with a few friends and saw a movie. Nice, nice. Yeah, this was some beautiful weather. I don't know what it's like on the West Coast or where you're at, but on the East Coast we've had some really good weather. Have you ever played Alkist on the SNES Super Famicom? I have not played that, but I did play a bunch of Ninja Gaiden Ragebound this weekend. I don't know if you guys had a chance to check that out, but I did play Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Easy, I know you said you picked that up this weekend. Um, you know what? I'm gonna play some Eternal Champions. I don't know why, but that feels right now. I know Easy said he picked it up. Uh, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. If you guys picked that up, let me know. Ninja Gaiden's actually really good. Oh, it was your son's birthday. All the drama on the news. I actually did a hunt this weekend, played some games, Chronos. Gonna crack out on Ragebound. Yeah, Ragebound is pretty dope, man. I was playing a bunch of that this weekend. I actually got to go back and play the fight the boss of the first level. I beat him like on that first run, but I need to actually like go in and like beat him for real. It's been a long time since I've played Eternal Champions, man. I don't ever remember being good at this game. I just remember this being like the bootleg Street Fighter. Rain, East Coast as well. Very great weather. Oh, nice, nice. Let's see what we got here. Oh man, she's giving me the business. This lady over here is dressed like Psylocke. Nice, take that. What's up? What you want? Something about Eternal Champions is so. Was this ever in the arcade? I can't remember. Did they ever put Eternal Champions in the arcade? Yeah. So with Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, yeah. So it's not Ryu, which I mean, some people aren't gonna like it. I think after a certain point, you do get to play as him, though. Either you get to play as him or you get to play as the father. I saw somewhere like you got to beat the game, or there's a point in the game where you get to play as. You don't just have to use that first character. I can't. Kenji, I think his name is. I think you get to play as Kenji, and then you also get to play as somebody else. I'm not sure if the somebody else is Ryu or if it's the father. Because in the very beginning of the game, you play as the father. And then, like, as you go through it, that's when it like Kenji takes over, and you play as Kenji. Get my butt kick here. Thank you. And he turned 7. Oh, your son turned 7. Nice. Okay, I definitely got my butt kicked. Definitely got my butt kicked right here. Okay, we're gonna have to change it up again. I think we might. I think we might switch it to just some straight up Street Fighter. Yeah, crack it open, easy. I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna like it. What's the hunting looking like out there by you? Because I know usually you're finding all kinds of like crazy stuff. I know you usually find all types of deals, and you're usually getting stuff like are the deals pretty good? Like what are you seeing out there in Cali? Because in out here in the tri-state area, like in New Jersey, Connecticut, New York, there's really not a lot going on by way of like pickups and stuff like that. It's just really it's kind of tough. Um, Samurai Showdown, Rambo 3, Revenge of Shinobi. Maybe some NBA Jam. Yeah, that sounds good. I haven't found nothing lately. I have a lot of competition. Majority of them never played the games in their lives, and it really sucks. Oh man, yeah. Like there's honestly a lot of the stuff that I've gotten has been GameStop, man. I've just been milking GameStop for the last 2 months. It's just been really tough to game hunt and really get out there and get anything. Um, it's just been a real challenge. So I just, and GameStop has actually been pretty good. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to go on their website, but they've been unleashing all kinds of stuff. I saw Clock Tower 3. I've seen every single Silent Hill ever released on GameStop's website over this past weekend. It's been crazy. In this next video, I actually got Rad Rogers and Liza P from GameStop's website. They both came complete. Nice. Nice. I got to see that. Rad Rogers. Why does that sound familiar? Rad Rogers. Did somebody do a remake of that game, like Limited Run or something? Rad Rogers. That sounds familiar. I found Goblin Commander CIB for the GameCube, $5. Wow, Goodwill. Man, I don't know what state you're in, but that sounds pretty dope. Lies of P. You mentioned that I think under one of my videos. I gotta see what that game is about. A few people were saying that game is good. Dang, look at the NBA back in '92. Sheesh, Chris Webber. Damn. I might have to roll with Tim Hardaway. Anthony Hardaway. I might have to roll with Penny and Horace. Who we got here? Charles Oakley and Ewing. I might have to roll with Penny, bro. People forget how good Penny Hardaway was, man. Like, Penny Hardaway was supposed to be the next Jordan. I found a sealed copy of Panzer Dragoon for the Sega Saturn. Damn. Wow. And then I woke up. Okay. That makes sense. You play ball? I used to. I used to play ball. I don't play ball no more, though. I'm getting old. These days, I just run. I just jog. I try to stay in shape as best as I can. Alonzo Mourning. You know what's crazy? Why wasn't MJ in any of the Why wasn't MJ in any NBA Jam games? What was up with that? Like, I'm just noticing that. Was MJ ever in NBA Jam? Or am I bugging? I don't remember seeing MJ in any NBA. Oh, was it the license? Was it the licensing? Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Easy Gamers, it's a Souls-like game, and it jumped in value. It's like 120, and GameStop had it for $29.99. I still have that Contra 3 for you. That's funny. You know what's funny is I found a copy. I don't know if you saw that video. I put a video out like a month or so ago. I actually ran into a copy. MJ probably cost more money than to make the game. Yeah, at that time, MJ was probably crazy expensive to get MJ on the game. Like, I wouldn't doubt that at all. Who we got here? We got Golden State. All right, so this is what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to go with Orlando, man. I'm gonna have to roll with Penny. They got the disrespect. They put my man Pippen on there like he's a commoner. Okay. Block that. Oh, you can't block that? We're automatically on fire? For 2. Swish, baby. Use the cheat code and get Los Presidentes. Like, honestly, after seeing that game after seeing that fight last night, it makes me want to go and get a boxing game. I remember playing NBA Jam in the laundromat. They had a laundromat like down the block from my house, and I remember I used to try to play NBA Jam all the time, and I sucked. I need to get a dunk. Let's go. Oh wait, what was turbo again? That's the issue. I'm not using my turbo. Razzle dazzle. Okay, bet. Yeah, I'm not using my I'm not using my turbo. What do I gotta hit for turbo again? Has it been that long since I... Oh, there we go. Oh, snap with the windmill. Take that. The windmill, baby. NBA season is about to start. I can't wait for the season to start, man. Like, I like the summer and stuff, but that's one of the best things about fall is that the NBA season comes back. Even though I'm not gonna lie, the NBA season has been NBA's been a little lame these past couple years. I do like the parity. I do like the fact that different teams are winning. Let me see. He said Fight Night 2004 from the 6th generation is still my favorite. Fight Night, NBA Street, and this was the best basketball games of all time. NBA Street. Did I play a lot of NBA Street? I think I played a little bit of NBA Street. Honestly, like once 2000 came around, like so before 2000 came around, from like 90, like around 97, when did Madden, I totally committed a backcourt violation right there. But whenever like Madden 2000 first came out, and I think I had it on the N64, I was like Madden. I was like Madden crazy for like a while. Played a lot of Madden. And then 2K came out on the Dreamcast. And when 2K came out on the Dreamcast, that was when it was like it was over. Like all I could do was play NBA 2K with AI on the cover. I played NBA 2K all day. Yo, did they just shove me? Take this, baby. Hold that. I used to play 2K. Oh, they beat me. Damn. Oh no, it's the first quarter. Okay. Easy gamers. No, it's not arcade wise. Okay. Hey Y2K, what's going on? I think it's Renico VT. Hey there, Y2K. Hope you're having a sweet gaming session. Have you tried Ninja Gaiden Ragebound by chance? Yeah, I was just talking about that a second ago. Ragebound is... Oh, let me change this up. Hardaway. Yeah, let me roll that way. Ragebound is sick. I think Ragebound is cool, and I did a little bit of a first impressions video. I haven't played a ton of it, right? So I definitely have more to go when it comes to the game. But from what I've played so far, I think that they've done a good job, a really good job with the graphics, which I kind of expected. Being that it's somewhat, it's the same folks that made Blasphemous. If you follow the channel, you know Blasphemous is like my favorite Switch game. So I thought they did a really good job with the graphics. The one thing I feel like is missing, especially from a game with this much like history and lore, is I would have loved for there to be a better voice acting. I felt like they skimped out on the voice acting. Why, I don't know. But they definitely could have done a better job voice acting wise, especially with those cutscenes. I mean, they're telling a pretty... Oh, he hit me with the 3. Okay, I gotta start scoring some 3s. I think... Oh, he blocked me? No way. All right, I need to start stealing stuff. Hold on. Yeah, give me that. Let's go, baby. Hold that. I think that they really skimped out with the voice acting. I would have loved to hear better voice acting in a game like that. Again, especially with those cutscenes. I think that, and this is probably a bad thing, right? In a way, I kind of wish I never would have known that the same folks who made Blasphemous made that game. Just because I kind of put like Blasphemous level expectations on the game, you know what I mean? So I'm expecting like top tier voice acting, amazing graphics, fighting complexity with the fighting styles, complexity with the gameplay. I'm expecting all these like things that made Blasphemous my favorite game, and it's really not that, you know what I mean? And nor is it meant to be. It's its own game, so it's not meant to be what Blasphemous is. It's meant to be a kind of a straightforward action platformer. It's not like an intricate Metroidvania. It's not meant to have like all the secret collectibles and stuff like that. It's just meant to be a basic, a basic platformer with really good graphics and, it playing on that nostalgia. Damn, I dunked on both those dudes. Both of y'all take that. That's a super poster right there. Dunked on both of y'all. Yeah, but it's... Oh, they pushing. Oh, I didn't even know it was... I didn't even hear the buzzer. Damn. So you know, I wasn't I shouldn't have put those expectations on the game for it to be that. I should just I need to just accept it for what it is. I really do like the I can't remember what it's called right now, but the fact that you can like get extra air jumps by jumping off of enemy attacks, including enemy projectiles. Mastering that ability is a huge piece of the game. Like mastering that, you will master the game, and that's the one thing like I'm trying to get good at is that timing, because it's really gonna be like a big game based on timing. But once you get the timing on that, you can probably just speed run your way all the way through Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. And it feels more fun when you're playing it that way. When you're like scurrying up the walls and like ninja flipping off of stuff and doing like midair jumps off of projectiles. That's what makes a game like that like top tier to me. So I gotta just get Blasphemous out my head and just focus on Ninja Gaiden being what it should be. Let's see. Uh, Deflex one. What was your game like during your playing days? Oh, I was trash, bro. I'm not like I wasn't like an amazing ball player or anything like that. I was like I wasn't anything to write home about. The real reason Dreamcast failed was because of its name, just not PS2. Oh, did you guys start the PS2 versus Dreamcast debate? Did I miss that? Damn. Hold on. Not just PS2. Dreamcast failed because Sega decided to launch two systems at the same time. Yeah, I feel that. Is Shinobi better than Ragebound? Okay, so let's have the Dreamcast versus PlayStation 2 conversation real quick. Because I think that's important. So I get so mad when I think about the Dreamcast, and where it fell, it just in history. Because if you think about it, you know, it came out at a very strange time. You know, do you put it in the fifth generation? Do you put it in the sixth generation? I always struggle to figure out where to put it because honestly, Dreamcast didn't have fifth generation graphics to me. The Dreamcast had sixth generation graphics at the minimum. Maybe it was on the low end of sixth generation graphics, but it definitely wasn't fifth generation graphics. I mean, the games when you look at games like Sonic Adventure, I mean, look at Sonic Adventure. Look at Skies of Arcadia. Look at how are these dudes blocking all these shots, bro? Look at Skies of Arcadia, Sonic Adventure. Um, there's just so many games where it's like, dude, like this is way better than fifth gen. So for me, I put the Dreamcast in sixth gen. Dude, that wasn't a 3-pointer, man. All right, give me that. Give me that. Give me that. I'm about to steal that. Um, so that's the first thing, right? So I think graphically, yo, these guys are smoking me. I got to start shooting some threes. Graphically, I think that the Dreamcast was right there with the PS2. You know what I mean? I also think that there were a lot of games. Now, I mean, obviously, library for library, there's no competition. Like, there's really not many consoles that can honestly compete with the PlayStation 2 live. That was not a three, bro. Your foot was on the line. Cut it out. Um, there's not many consoles, in my opinion, that could compare with the PlayStation. Yes, let's go. That could compare with the PlayStation 2's library. So that's the other thing. However, I do feel like with enough attention, the Dreamcast definitely could have made more noise than it did. I just think the biggest thing that killed the Dreamcast was they did a poor job of preventing piracy. That's really what it boils down to. The Dreamcast failed because Sega did a very poor job at preventing piracy. Because because they fell victim to the CD burning craze. If you were in high school like in the early 2000s, back when everyone had a CD burner, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. There is no way, no way, bro. Um, you'll know what I'm talking about. Back in high school, people were burning everything: CDs, video games, music. Like, it was crazy. And oddly enough, for whatever reason, Dreamcast, like Sega, just didn't protect their games. I don't know why. Like, I just don't get it. And that to me was the biggest reason they died. because no one needed to go to the store to buy the games anymore. And to this day, you can still burn games for the Dreamcast. I think that's why it's so easy to make homebrew games and stuff for the Dreamcast, because it's like it's like no protection on that thing. Is Shinobi better than Ragebound? I don't know. I haven't played Shinobi, but I think Ragebound looks better than Shinobi just from the looks of it. I haven't played it yet though. Nah, bro. Look at what Microsoft did. They purposely didn't call the Xbox 2 not Xbox 2 but 360. That's so cool. I got my physical on Switch recently, waiting for my Shinobi to arrive from Limited Run Games too. Can't wait to try them. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait for Shinobi to get like more of a general release, because I didn't get to order it through Limited Run. Um, it died out at the start of the sixth. Yeah, okay, so I could see that. You're talking about the Dreamcast, yeah. So the Dreamcast died out at the start of the sixth. I could see that. Um, Listen, in Navi's voice, people overlooked Dreamcast because the PlayStation 2 was already announced and was coming out a year later, and everyone knew that, so they passed on Dreamcast. You know what's so sad too? Like, even today, like I'll have, for instance, like I've got a few games that I have on multiple systems, right? So like and I'll like play the game on the GameCube, then I'll put the same game in on for like the Xbox and then the PlayStation, and 8 times out of 10, the PlayStation will have the worst graphics out of all three. Like, it's crazy. Like, PlayStation 2 will have the worst graphics out of when I play the same game on the GameCube, Xbox, and PS2. I mean, try it. I did it with Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Although I think it does play a little. I think Hulk might be the one exception. I do think that one plays a little better on the PS2. But like Mega Man X Command Mission, Spawn, just a few games that, in my opinion, just don't look as good on the PlayStation 2 as they do on their counterparts. Just my opinion. GameCube and Dreamcast and PS2 are all goated. I don't know about GameCube. I'll give it to Dreamcast and PS2 though. GameCube's okay. As for me, GameCube isn't like, I had GameCube when it first came out too. I had the black console, but and I really liked it. But nah, it's not. It was like Dreamcast 2. It would have been more powerful in people's eyes just because of the number. Also, honestly, this might sound trivial, but the Dreamcast wasn't able to play DVDs. Like that was a big thing too. Like not protecting their games and not being able to play DVDs were two huge mistakes by Sega. I think if Sega would have made the Dreamcast capable of playing DVDs, and if they would have protected their games better, they would have competed. I think the Dreamcast would have competed. You playing NBA Jam on Sega Genesis? I'm actually playing it on Sega CD, but yeah, I'm playing the Sega Genesis version. No, it was the name. Believe me, I'm gonna be the CEO of Nintendo and Earth's Matrix. That's funny. I used to love burning my own CD mixes with blank CDs. Yeah, man, that's what you used to do. Like if you liked a girl, you burn a CD, or if you had a girl, if you was dating a girl and you knew a girl was coming over, or a guy, I guess. If you had that, you burn a little CD, you put a little mix together, and boom, you had yourself a little playlist. You was ready to go. You know what I mean? You had a little Genuine, a little Tyrese, a little 112, a little R&B. OG Xboxes like the Dreamcast 2. Really? You think so? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think that's even close. Like I don't think the OG Xbox has the cult following that the Dreamcast has. Like the Dreamcast failed, but like it's still in a lot of gamers Hall of Fame. Like please, like the Dreamcast is still revered to this day, in my opinion. I don't think the original Xbox holds weight like the Dreamcast. Are you excited for the Fatal Frame 2 remake? I saw that and I thought it was cool to see. I don't know if I'm excited about it, but it's cool to see. It's cool to see that they're bringing games like that to the Switch. I'm just, what I'm wondering is what it's gonna do to the Fatal Frame series. You know what I mean? Like, is it gonna like, what's the word? Is it gonna balloon the price of the current Fatal Frame games? Because I think it's strange that they're just gonna bring Fatal Frame 2. What about Fatal Frame and Fatal Frame 3? Like, are those not cool enough for the Switch 2? Like, I'm confused. I would have figured they would have started with Fatal Frame, but they just skipped and went straight to Fatal Frame 2. So I'm not even trying to do those dunks. I'm really just trying to like shoot the ball. Probably because my finger's on the turbo. I gotta let the turbo go. So that he just, yeah, I think that's what I gotta do. So yeah, I mean, Fatal Frame 2 seems cool. Bro, I'm not trying to dunk it. I'm trying to shoot a three, bro. Stop. Can you stop doing that? I'm playing like zero defense. This is like an all-star game right now. Okay. Shoot. Yo, they don't want me to shoot. They must not want me to shoot it because they keep dunking. Give me that. All right. Shoot the basketball. Oh my gosh, this guy's doing dunks from half. This is the one thing that used to piss me off about NBA Jam, for real. Like, I'm about to shoot it from half court. I'm about to pull a Dame Lillard right now because it won't let me shoot it. Oh my gosh, this guy's dunking from half court. Y'all seeing this? They're not letting me shoot. I'm gonna have to be on the other side. They must like not want me to shoot because the computer. Oh, they let me dunk it from the other side of the court. Yeah, they really don't want me to shoot. This is crazy. I'm about to lose to like, oh my gosh, to Horace Grant. This is wild. I'm about to lose to Horace Grant. Not Horace Grant. I'm about to lose to Pippen and some other cat. All right. They're just going to let me dunk all night. Maybe if I push. Okay, what if I do it from right here? Let's see. Of course, I'm not gonna make it from over there. But if I go anywhere near half court, they're not gonna let me. They're not gonna let me shoot it. Yeah, that's what's gonna. Anyway, let's see. Are you excited for the? Okay, I think I read that one already. I got Dreamcast version 1 just to play repros. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't blame you. Yeah, if you get a regular Dreamcast just to play repros of the old games, why not? It's fun. You know what I mean? It's fun. And there's a lot of really good games on the Dreamcast. A lot of really good games. Wow. Anyway, let's see. I think I lost that. I think the reason why the Dreamcast dies because Sony PS2 is basically multimedia console. It's the cheapest DVD player. Yeah. I mean, that was really what it was. You know, there were a lot of PlayStation 2s made. You know, unlike the Xbox, and the one thing that the Xbox couldn't compete with is that Sony already had a built-in customer base from the 5th generation with the original Sony PlayStation. So the original Sony PlayStation, you already have millions of users of that waiting in anticipation for the PlayStation 2. Because remember, the Xbox was able to play DVDs too. I think it even had that like special Xbox remote that you could use for DVDs and stuff. So it had it too. It just didn't have the customer base. It really just didn't have the customer base. And I think that's kind of what made it tough. OG Xbox has the games run better than the PlayStation 2, right? I don't know. I don't know. It felt the same to me. I don't know. Hope Shinobi get an official physical as well. Yeah, Shinobi does have a physical. Like the Shinobi game does actually have a physical. It's I think it's with limited run right now. They have it. Billy Hatcher on GameCube, hands down best platformer ever made. Wow, you really feel like that strong about Billy Hatcher? Really? I mean, damn, I could think of a couple platformers on the GameCube that are pretty good. You don't like Wario World? I thought Wario World was pretty good. That's just my opinion. I thought Wario World was a decent. It plays like a beat 'em up platformer, honestly. Y2K Collector, think about it. The DVD thing on the PS2 would only make the console back to PS1 and 64. I'm trying to understand that. Think about it. The DVD thing on PS2 would only make the console back to PS1 and 64. I'm not really sure what you mean. Let me see. PS1 being Sony and N64 being Saturn. Being Dreamcast. I'm trying to follow what you're saying there. I'm not keeping up with you there. Schism, yay. I'm not sure. BZ, I just dropped 180 cash for a mint condition copy of Spike Out Battle Street. That's a dope game. That's a really dope game. Do you think it's a decent deal? Love the game so far. I think you paid market price for that game. I don't think it's an amazing deal. I mean, you didn't get a deal. You paid for the game. At least you weren't overcharged. And if you really like the game and you really wanted it in your collection and it's mint, then you got a good deal. You know, um, I think sometimes YouTube makes people feel like, you know, you gotta pay like $1 for every game. You know, that's just not reality. You know, the reality is that you're gonna wind up paying up for certain games at some point or another, especially if it's a game you really want. You know, it's just those $1 and $2 pickups just aren't something that happen every day. The Dreamcast would have lasted as long as PlayStation 2 with the name if the name was better. Damn, I don't know. Dreamcast is a dope name. You don't like Dreamcast? What? Man, Dreamcast is fire to me. I don't know. I disagree. Maestro, Y2K, have you tried the thing on the PS5 or played the PS2 version? I have not. I have not. But I'll look out for it though. DFlex1, Sega published a lot of games on OG Xbox exclusively. They sure did. They sure did. I think they put Shenmue. They put the Shenmue games on there. But there were also some pretty cool PlayStation 2 Sega exclusives, though. You can't sleep on that. Blood Will Tell. Hello. Um, Nightshade. Hello. You got Blood Will Tell. You've got Nightshade. You've got a few. You got a few pretty sick. I think there's a couple Shining Force games. Shining Force EXA and Shining Force. There's a couple Shining Force games, if I'm not mistaken, on the PlayStation 2. PS2 had some pretty good Sega exclusives, man. What game is these, man? This is NBA Jam. That's what this is. Jack, wait, what's your favorite game on the GameCube? Smash Bros. Melee. That's my favorite GameCube game of all time. I heard Midway did make a Michael Jackson or Michael Jordan NBA Jam cabinet, but MJ was later removed due to licensing. Yeah, MJ was too valuable back then. I mean, MJ still is too valuable. People still go crazy over Jordans. They're still buying Jordans. They're still MJ. MJ is, you know, from a marketing perspective, he's definitely the GOAT. Y2K Collector, listen in a booming voice. It was the name Sega gave Dreamcast a name that couldn't hold up to the PlayStation 2. Oh, so you're saying PlayStation 2, the name PlayStation 2 was better than the name Dreamcast. If Sega had a better name, the console would have been repeated. It would have just been like PS1 and N64 era. I think I understand what you're saying now. So you're saying, you know, PlayStation and then PlayStation 2. So those were better names for consoles than Dreamcast. I guess you could argue that point. I guess you could argue that. PS2 being Sony and so forth. Okay, I mean I get what you're saying. No, it's not the number two. PlayStation 2 beats Dreamcast. Yeah, I don't know. It's not to me. I guess not to me. To me, I always thought the name Dreamcast was sick. Probably to the general public though, like to people who aren't like for a parent who's just looking to buy their kid a console and they're like, oh, PlayStation. Oh, look, it's a station where you play. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll get them a PlayStation. Oh, PlayStation 2. So I can see that. Do you own Silent Hill Origins on PS2? If so, what are your thoughts? So I do own Silent Hill Origins on PlayStation 2. I think I played maybe about 10 minutes of that game last Christmas and had to turn it off because the kids were coming around. And I don't know if I've actually put it back in since. I've probably played a little more of like Shattered Memories. The Silent Hill games are still creepy even in 2025. I think their creepiness still holds up. I've never been much of a horror guy. I actually started getting into horror games towards the end of last year. That was when I started picking up like the Silent Hills and stuff like that. So yeah, to me, the scariest Silent Hill game and probably the most interesting is Shattered Memories. That's just me though. MJ is the GOAT. Is MJ the GOAT? I guess you could say MJ is the GOAT. Have you watched the Nintendo Direct by chance? Y2K, was anything got you interested so far? So I did watch the Nintendo Direct. The most interesting thing to me about the Nintendo Direct was the Virtual Boy. uh, expansion, like the Virtual Boy Online. I thought that them recreating the Virtual Boy, the that controller that they have to go with it, I thought that that was pretty cool. I think I said in my initial reaction that I thought it was gonna be like 100 to 150 bucks, and then I think someone commented under that video saying that it's on like Nintendo's website for 99 bucks. Here's what I here's what I say. If you want that Virtual Boy like add-on deal or whatever, my recommendation, go and be the first to get it, because that thing is going to be scalped like crazy. Scalpers are going to destroy that. And when they try to go to resell it, they're not just going to double the price on that thing. They're going to triple the price on that thing. You're going to have to pay like 300 bucks to get that Switch or that Virtual Boy controller for the Switch. I guarantee it. Jackbait, I've been buying duplicates of GameCube Game CIB just in case any of them stop working in the future. I just got a second copy of Pokemon XD. Man, you're dedicated, bro. You are dedicated. Dreamcast is a dope name and the intro is sick. Yeah, man, I always thought the Dreamcast was dope. I always thought the Dreamcast was a dope name. I don't know why people, I don't know, man. Like, honestly, everything about the Dreamcast to me was sick. The startup screen, the orange circle, I thought it was dope. Oh, look who's in the building. It's your boy Heckin' Steve. What's going on, man? How you doing? How's it hanging? No, the number only. Oh, so you're saying it's the two behind the PlayStation that made it sell more than the Dreamcast. Okay, I see what you're saying there. I think I'm gonna run one more 2K game or 2K. I'm gonna do one more NBA Jam, and I'm gonna call it a wrap. Nintendo need to drop their game price. 80 for Mario Kart is too expensive for what they have. Now people are playing less playing less since no DLC came out. Yeah. I mean, I've actually been hearing a lot about, oh, I can't put the two. All right, so I'm gonna have to just put YZK since I can't put Y2K. They need a teammate. No, I'm not rolling with a teammate. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about people being frustrated with the prices and stuff like that. Johnny Tong, I have the Wii edition of Fatal Frame 2 from my modded Wii since it's a PAL exclusive. Dang, okay. That's what's up. Y2K Collector, listen in Gabriel's voice. I'll break it down to you so you can understand. Okay, I own Shattered Memories on the PSP, but I'm thinking of trading for the Wii version or the PS2 version. Damn, Shattered Memories on the PSP actually sounds pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. I would almost keep that. That's dope. I don't even know if I've ever seen that. I've seen Origins on the PSP. I've seen Silent Hill Origins on the PSP. I think I might have Silent Hill Origins on the PSP. I've never seen Shattered Memories on the PSP though. So if you have that, I wouldn't trade it. I would keep it. That's just me personally though. I would keep that. I don't really see that a lot. The number had the consumer convinced it was way more powerful than the. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying now. So you're saying like PlayStation 2, 2 times the PlayStation power, right? Like 2 times the action. Is that what you mean? That's why more people bought the PlayStation 2. I don't know. I mean, I even go back and watch some like old videos of like the PlayStation 2 release. You know, like I'll go and watch them and stuff. And when you watch them, there was like a lot of fanish, like not fanish. There was like a lot of fanboys out there. You know, Sony with the PlayStation 2, there was a lot of fanboys. Like a lot of people just thought it was gonna be like super revolutionary. They thought it was just, you know. So you definitely had a lot of that going on with the PlayStation 2, and I think that's kind of what helped to drive it. Oh, give me that back. He really punked me though. I'm trying to understand what's going on. Like, is that the computer out there punking cats? Let's see. What up, man? Just enjoying the late night evening before turning on the office and falling asleep. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. I'm about to, as soon as I finish this game, it's gonna be a wrap for me. I'm gonna call it a night. It was a long weekend. I stayed up way too late watching that Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford fight last night. I was hyped too. I was pumped, man. I had so much adrenaline going. I couldn't fall asleep right after that fight. I had to like calm down because those last 6 rounds, man. For those of you who saw that fight, yo, these guys are pushing me to death. The last few rounds in that fight, crazy, man. Bud put on a masterclass. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, we didn't block that? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Pass that. Pass that. Shoot it. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Bud just put on a master class last night. Swish. Oh, that wasn't in there? Rejected. Oh, he got me. 1 more minute to go. Let's go. Woo! Your boy Patrick Ewing. Swat that. That's what I'm talking about. Pass it. That's what I'm talking about, Charles Oakley. With the dunk from the other side of the court. Your man dunked it from the other side of the court. This NBA Jam is so fake. Steal that. Give me that. Oh, I'm over here jumping. Give me that. Let's go. Shot clock. Okay, how many times have you seen a shot clock violation in NBA Jam, though? That's amazing defense. That's amazing defense right now. The Knicks have crazy defense. But you know what? It does make sense that the Knicks would be so much better than the Magic, especially at the time this game came out. Knicks were beast mode. All right, let me catch up on some of these. Let's see. Like this machine casting you into other worlds like a dream. Yeah, I mean, the Dreamcast, like, listen, like I said, slap a DVD player on the Dreamcast, do a better job of protecting the software, and the Dreamcast is right there with the PlayStation 2. And like just more third-party games, the Dreamcast is right there, in my opinion. The Virtual Boy was a surprise for sure. I was expecting something like a Wii or DS. It would be so sweet. So let's pause on that for a second, right? How would Nintendo do an online service for their handhelds? Like, we've already seen them add the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance. We got no like controller for that, nor would I expect one, right? Like, what are you gonna do? But now when you start thinking about like the DS and the 3DS, when they start to add those games, they're not gonna give us any equipment with that. What would they give you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what would they do? You know, whatever they give you would be probably be so close to a DS. I mean, it's like you might as well just have a DS. Like, you know what I mean? I think it would be. Oh, they're pushing now. Oh, they're pushing like crazy. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. You know, they might as well. They might as well just give you a DS again. Cause like, what are they gonna give you? Get that out of here. Yeah, I'm swatting that. Don't even think about shooting it. Get that out of here. Swish. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. Give me that. Give me that. The Knicks used to bully cats in the 90s. I remember that. Give me that. Oh, I didn't grab that out the air? Don't try to push me. Oh, my. Razzle dazzle. I believe the cheat code. So you always get 3 points. Give me that. Give me that. Oh, give me that. On your head top. On your head top. Just Dave, what's going on, man? How you doing? I'm over here just destroying the computer in some NBA Jam right now. I'm giving them business. 31-20. Ooh. Take that. Remember that the Dreamcast came out a year before the PS2? Yeah, no, I get it. Like, it did come out before the PS2, right? So I get it. The PS2 had a head start. No, I'm sorry. No, the Dreamcast had a head start, but the Dreamcast was in a weird spot. Like, it was in between generations. It was between the 5th and the 6th. So like, it was just in a weird. It was in a weird spot. You know what I mean? That's what my thought. That's my thought process. It got caught in a weird spot. Like, I don't think a lot of people knew, oh, get that out of here. Get that out of here again. Try it again. I dare you. Shot clock violation. Defense. How many times do you see shot clock violation in NBA Jam? That's what I'm talking about. Defense. Let's go. The Lakers need to do this season. Luka. All this talk about Luka losing weight. Luka better be playing defense. Take that. Um, you put Terrence Crawford over Floyd Mayweather? That's a good question. Oh, they sunk that three right before the shot clock. Do I put Terrence Crawford over Floyd Mayweather? That's a good question. So I've been watching Bud since 2015. I didn't really watch Floyd Mayweather like that, to be quite honest with you. But of what I've seen of Floyd Mayweather, so Floyd, it's kind of like man. So Terrence Crawford versus Floyd Mayweather is like I'm trying to find like a Marvel analogy, like a Marvel Comics analogy. Because the thing is like Terrence Bud Crawford is like 85% at everything involving boxing. Like just very good at all facets of boxing. And Floyd might be like 80% at offense, but he's like 110% at defense. So it's like, it's really hard to say because I know people don't really like Floyd like that, but you cannot deny Floyd Mayweather's defense. It's just, this guy just did not get hit. He just didn't get hit. And he mastered, whether you want to call it the Philly shell or the shoulder roll defense, he mastered that. You know what I mean? Bud gets hit more than Floyd. You know what I mean? He just does. But at the same time, Bud has a really good chin, a better chin than I think people give him credit for. Also, Bud is strong. Like he's really strong. So I don't know. It's like I compare it to like Superman and Flash having a race. Like they're both really, really fast. Like whereas one guy's specialty is just being fast, like that's all he does is he's just really fast, and the other guy is just like super at everything, but he just also happens to be super fast. So I don't know. It's just that's I don't know. That's the best way to explain it. Panasonic did release DVD Nintendo GameCube. Yeah, they did. They did, but who got that though? Like I feel you, Scott, but who really got that? Like that's like who really? No one really got. That's why it's so expensive now because no one got it. Like no one had it. Um, Dreamcast had the best version of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. I hate most DS games ported to the Switch. I agree with you again. I agree with you on that again. Like Castlevania Dominus is like the only good one. I never got that, so I don't know. But I did get the one with the Game Boy Advance Castlevania games that were ported to the Switch. I think GBA games need to stay on the GBA. The graphics don't translate well. That's just me though. I like the Contra Collection and the GBA Castlevania ones too. The Contra Collection isn't too bad, but I don't know. Everything is gonna wind up on the Switch, bro. Everything is gonna find its home on the Switch eventually. It's just to me, in my opinion. Dreamcast is like 3DO, CDI, Jaguar of the 32-bit era. Yes and no. Yes and no. Cause the thing with the Dreamcast again is the cult following, bro. It's the cult following. Like there is a cult following behind the Dreamcast, unlike any of those other consoles. Like even the Neo Geo, as good as the Neo Geo was, and there is a small cult following behind the Neo Geo, but it's not like the Dreamcast, bro. Like there's a lot of people that will say the Dreamcast is their favorite system, even though it might not be the system they play the most. They're still gonna say like, oh, favorite console, the Dreamcast, hands down. They get just everything about it. You know what I mean? Even down to like the VMUs, like the fact that, oh, give me that. Oh, I didn't realize I had the ball. Oh, I didn't know I had the ball. That's why I shot it. Get that out of here. Yeah. So, even when you think about like the VMUs and stuff, like I remember like being in high school and get that out of here. Let's go shoot that. I remember going to school with the VMU because here's the thing: when we first got Marvel vs. Capcom back in the day, We had already been playing it. Rejected twice. Shot clock. Give me that. Give me that. That's what I'm talking about. Defense, baby. Shot clock violation. So when Marvel vs. Capcom 2 first came out, right? It first came out like in my area. We first got a taste of it at the arcade store. And he pushed us both down so we couldn't block it. That's interesting. I never saw that. So Marvel vs. Capcom 2 first came out in the arcade, and I'll never forget it. There was an arcade store in my neighborhood called Power Comics. And we used to go there and play Marvel vs. Capcom 1. So, and like Marvel vs. Capcom 1 was the thing, man. Like we played that game nonstop. And then I remember when the store owner came by one day and he was like, "You guys hear about Capcom 2? It's coming out." And we were like, "What? Capcom 2? That's crazy." So when it finally came out and he brought the arcade cabinet, whoa, you see that dunk? That's what I'm talking about. When he finally came and brought the cabinet to the store, we were all like, whoa, this is crazy. So when we first started it up, clearly we saw like there was like, when you first started up, there were a lot more characters than what you got in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And we were like, oh, you could pick 3 characters? So we were just blown away. Like you could pick 3 characters. The graphics were better. The music was better. So we were just blown away. He tried to dunk it, caught the shot clock. And so I remembered when we finally got into it and we finally started like beating the game, you know, when people started beating the game, because you could unlock characters by either playing the game or beating the game. And it was in the arcade that we just started to discover new character after new character after new character. I remember when we got Omega Red and Magneto and Charlie and Morgan and just so many characters. The more characters that came out, we were just like, whoa, we just started seeing all these characters. And then when they finally brought it to the home console, the Dreamcast console, you like having it at home is not like playing it in the arcade, because it almost felt like you couldn't play it enough at home to unlock the characters. So what a lot of people would wind up doing, and this is something I did, was we would put it on training mode, because in like when you get the Dreamcast version, you have to collect money. Like it's like you get like currency for beating the game, you get currency. Oh shoot, I didn't even realize I had the ball. Wow. You get currency for like playing the game, you get currency for beating the game, you get currency for doing versus battles, but you also got currency for playing the game in training mode. And so what we would do is we would put Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in training mode. Pass it. Damn it. We would put Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in training mode. Damn, these guys are playing bully ball. Give me that. I would put it in training mode and just leave the Dreamcast on all night. And I would go to school and leave the Dreamcast on all day while I was in school, and come back and just see how much money I had like got from training. And even though I wasn't training, we would just leave it in training mode and get the money, and then you would have to take that money and use that to buy characters. But what you could also do is you could upload like your character roster on your VMU, and you could take your VMU and you, like a lot of people didn't know it, but you could actually like plug VMUs, like you could connect one VMU to the other, like via the ports on the top, and you could actually trade characters in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And that wasn't all you could do. Like in like if you played Sonic Adventure and you had the VMU, there was like this aspect of Sonic Adventure that kind of turned your VMU almost into like a Tamagotchi, those little blue characters in Sonic Adventure. So I'm just saying, I'm telling you all this like Dreamcast lore just to explain why, like especially at that time, for a lot of people, oh, I'm swatting this guy all day. Bro, you're getting swatted. Shot clock, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Defense. That's really what made the Dreamcast just so special to us back in the day. And I think that's a big part of the reason why there's that cult following. So 11 seconds. Can we get one off? Yes, we can. They're going to try to shoot a 3. Get that out of here. Okay. So yeah, that was like a long speech about the Dreamcast. Let's see. Dreamcast got caught where all computers and people had CD burners. Yeah, that's really what happened. Oscar DX, no, it ain't complete crap. Just got unlucky with the consumer. Floyd was different. Yeah, Floyd was different. That didn't matter as much as you think it did. Terrence got a little better attributes. Yeah, I think he's got a few better attributes. But Floyd was the sharpest boxer I've ever seen. Defensively, yes, Floyd is the sharpest defensively. And counter punching, I guess you could say. Floyd can't even read. Oh man, there goes a Floyd hate. Jack Bait, did you get Ninja 5 on Switch or PS5? That's like the only GBA game I like. I didn't get that yet, but I've seen that. I haven't gotten that yet, but I want to. Dreamcast actually got games and best ports that people love. 3DO people collect just for novelty. Yeah, I don't even know much about the 3DO. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I never like that's one console I had zero interest in looking into. MVC2 is complete garbage game? Are you serious? Spend 3 years practicing Magneto's Infinite and you're already a pro. Bro, you're bugging. I might have to kick you off the live for that. I'm joking. I'm not going to kick you off the live, but MVC2 is garbage? Bro, you're crazy. That is crazy. You went to school. What is that? Some kind of territory? You must be trolling now. I don't know what you're talking about. The VMU was a cool idea. It was a cool idea. Man, you never saw Pretty Boy Floyd at 135. No, I seen Pretty Boy Floyd. I saw Pretty Boy Floyd. And his offense was good. Like I've seen some of those fights. Like don't get me wrong. It's just different though. Like it's really different. Like I think Bud is built different. And I think Bud has a level of grit that I don't know. I don't know. Floyd was the greatest of his era. Floyd for sure. But Bud he's just different, bro. He's different. Bud is different in my opinion. Floyd is good, and I wouldn't take nothing away from Floyd. Especially not defensively. I would. Oh, that's it. The game is over. Okay, all right. Yeah, I would never take nothing again. I would never take nothing away from Floyd, but Bud is just different. Soul Calibur never had another physical release, even though they had HD remake of Xbox 360. Honestly, though, when 80% of all people who take the game seriously consist of the game 2 or 3 characters from a roster of over 50 selectable characters is whack. So I will say that if you're still talking about Marvel vs. Capcom 2, did people cheese in Marvel vs. Capcom 2? Sure. You had a lot of people who picked Iceman. You had a lot of people who picked Cable and they would cheese with Cable. You had a lot of people who cheesed in Marvel vs. Capcom, but I think in any supremely popular fighting game, in any extremely popular fighting game, that is going to happen. Just look at Smash Bros. Smash Bros. I can't remember which character it was. Oh, it was the what's this? What the hell is this called? The building game, the blocks game. They made a movie about it. Minecraft. When they put that Minecraft character in Smash Bros, he became the ultimate cheese, bro. Everybody thought they were a Smash Bros expert because they were able to cheese with the Minecraft dude in Smash Bros. And I remember even before the Smash Bros dude, I remember when they first introduced the Splatoon characters in Smash Bros, people were cheesing with that character. You know what I'm saying? So I think if in any fighting game where that's really, really popular and a lot of people are playing it and a lot of people have time to sit down and tinker with it, you're always going to have those group of people who are going to find a character that they can just like really, really cheese with. And I think that's just what you have that in Marvel vs. Capcom the same way you have it in Super Smash Bros. For me, when I was playing Super Smash Bros. Heavy, like when I was in Smash Bros. Tournaments, for a while I was using Game & Watch, but then people would say like, oh, Game & Watch is a cheese, he's a cheat character, he's too strong, he's overpowered, blah, 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 blah. I would hear all the excuses in the world. So you know who I started using? I started using Wii Fit Trainer. And I would smack people with Wii Fit Trainer. People hated, people when I would play people in Smash Bros and pick Wii Fit Trainer, they thought that I was trolling them until they got beat up. You know what I mean? But I picked Wii Fit Trainer because Smash Bros is one of those games, like I said, where it's like it's easy to find characters to cheese with, and if you start beating people with certain characters, then they're like, oh, that's a cheese. But there's nothing you could say about Wii Fit Trainer, bro. I beat you with Wii Fit Trainer, you're just not good at Smash Bros. Just days. I was gonna ask, you have a Discord? I don't, but I should start one. I have a membership though. I do have a membership for anyone who wants to join. That's available. Season 88, Smash Bros. Steve. There you go, Steve. That's who it is in Smash Bros. Well, if it weren't him, then it would be Diddy Kong. Yeah, people would cheese with Diddy Kong. You're right. Um, can't ban characters unless it's like Akuma, Street Fighter 2 ridiculous. The thing is, when you pick just to win instead of learning to win, that's when you right. So the same could be said in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, right? So like when I remember there was a point in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 where I was really good with Amingo. Like I was beating people up with Amingo. Like they would get very frustrated, and I had a friend that I would play a lot, and he started to pick Iceman, and he literally resorted to ice beaming me to death. Because even when you block the ice beam, it still takes a lot of energy in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Like ice beam drains energy like crazy. And not only does ice beam drain energy, Iceman is invulnerable to Cable's Viper beam. So like if you're playing Iceman in your Cable and you try to like Viper beam, the Viper beam takes no energy off of Iceman even when he blocks. So he would cheese me to death, and I could have resorted to cheesing, right? Like I could have picked like Sentinel and the Juggernaut, guys that just drain energy really quick when you block. Like I could have did that and just cheese him to death with like Juggernaut, the rush attack and stuff. No, but I stayed true to my game. I stayed with Amingo. I continued to fight with Psylocke, until I figured out my way around his cheese. Of course, I took a lot of losses, but at the end, it was better for me to learn how to play the game. And the same thing with Smash Bros. One of the characters that I really liked using in Smash Bros. 2 was Pac-Man. I just liked his unorthodox fighting style, very unorthodox. I just could never really get good enough with him, but I really liked Pac-Man. Let's see. Do you think Nintendo did that on purpose? It seems they're gonna do the same with Mario Kart World. Did what on purpose? I'm not. Sorry, I've been rambling so much. I'm not sure what I said. Hermshot and Bison Psycho Crusher spam. Yeah, the Psycho Crusher spam, bro. Like, yeah, and Bison. I mean, look, cheesing is not new, or spamming. Some people call it spamming. I'm from the '90s where we called it cheesing. Cheesing is not new. Dudes have been cheesing since the '80s. That's just something. You're always gonna have a cheese in a group that's just gonna cheese their way to the top. In Mario Kart, you want to stay behind and get the good item and then cheese to win. Yeah, so that's the other thing, right? So a lot of people would do that in Mario Kart Wii. That was the big frustrating part about playing Mario Kart Wii, because dudes would hang out in the back, wait for a blue shell, launch a blue shell like midway through the final lap, and then like mushroom boost their way to the front. Like that's something that we dealt with Mario Kart Wii. Will be cool to see everybody's games pick up someday if you do make one. Yeah, I might make a Discord, man. I might do that. What do you recommend using to connect a Wii to a new OLED TV? I'm trying to play some old GameCube games. I bought a $12 little HD converter off Amazon, and the game looks like ass. That is funny. So they have these things. Let me see if I can show it on camera. I don't know how good these are, but I'll share this with you. So I went with this company. I can't remember. So I use this. I use these guys. I don't know if you can see it, but this is Hyperkin. Hyperkin makes some decent cables. This one was for my Sega Saturn, so it turns the Sega Saturn from to HD. So you can try the Hyperkin. I don't know which one you got off Amazon, but I went with the Hyperkin. I can't remember how much I paid for the Hyperkin, or I don't know if Hyperkin is even the best brand. I know there's a company called, I hear people talk about it all the time, XYAB. I've never purchased anything from them. So the only thing I've ever actually used was Hyperkin, to be honest with you. Just avoid the cheese from the cheeser and apply pressure, crack them. Yeah, usually when you play people who like to cheese, if you rush them and smother them, especially if they cheese with a projectile move, yeah, they're toast, bro. They can't really take it. Smash Bros is a little different though. You can't it's hard to rush a cheeser in Smash Bros depending on one, who they're using, and B, where you're fighting. Like if you're just fighting on the platform, that's a little bit different. You know, platform is pretty even playing ground, but once you start adding like those other platforms, it makes it difficult. Whoa, starting to bite the dust here. About to wrap this up. Let's see. Um, let's see here. My local game Crazy used to hold Soul Calibur 1 and 2 tournaments, and this 6-year-old they called God just won by spamming sweeps. Yeah, I've been there. I've seen that. Electron Shepherd makes a good Wii to HDMI adapter. Okay, well there you go. Check that out. They also do a fantastic OG Xbox and PS1. Thanks. Yeah, no problem, man. Is that Mario Galaxy bundle a day one? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but well, look, it's been real. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. For those of you who stayed and been hanging out, I am going to call it a wrap. Tomorrow's Monday. It's a new day. Just had a little energy and just wanted to do a little bit of gaming and streaming for you guys. But hopefully, you all have a solid week, and I will catch you in the next one. It's Y2K. Take it easy.